Keep the Lights Burning, Abby. It's by Peter and Connie Roop, and pictures are by Peter E. Hanson. It is about a family that works at a lighthouse and lives there. It's pretty cool. There they are in bed. Let's listen to the note from the authors first. For centuries, lighthouses have warned sailors of coastal dangers. Today's lighthouse keepers have electricity, radar, and radio to aid them in their important jobs. But long ago, simple lamps and dedicated lighthouse keepers were all that kept many ships from being wrecked on hazardous rocks and ledges. Abby Burgess and her family moved to Madanicus, something like that, Rock off the coast of Maine in 1853 when her father became a lighthouse keeper there. On January 19th, 1856, Captain Burgess went after desperately needed supplies for his family and oil for the lamps. He left Abby in charge of the lights while he was gone. Soon after he sailed, a tremendous storm came up that lasted 4 weeks. During that time, Abby and her sisters took care of their sick mother, and Abby kept the lights burning. Abby Burgess continued to take care of lighthouses for the rest of her life. Today, her grave is marked by a small lighthouse, a miniature copy of the lighthouse on Matinicus Rock. Abby's story is famous in the history of brave lighthouse keepers. Keep the Lights Burning, Abby is based on her own accounts of the storm and on information from other historical sources. Abby looked out the lighthouse window. Waves washed up on the rocks below. Out at sea, a ship sailed safely by. Will you sail to town today, Papa? Abby asked. Yes, Captain Burgess answered. Mama needs medicine. The lights need oil. We need food. The weather is good now, so it is safe to go out in Puffin. Do you think Puffin is their boat? I bet it is. But what if you don't get back today, said Abby. Who will take care of the lights? Papa smiled. You will, Abby. Oh no, Papa, said Abby. I have never done it alone. You have trimmed the wicks before, said Papa. You have cleaned the lamps and put in the oil. Mama is too sick to do it. Your sisters are too little. You must keep the lights burning, Abby. Many ships count on our lighthouses. Abby followed Papa down the steps. Another day she would have raced. This morning her legs felt too heavy to run. Ooh, I am wondering if she's excited but a little bit scared. Sounds like a big responsibility. She and Papa walked down to the shore. Their little boat, Puffin, pulled on its rope. Captain Burgess jumped into the boat. He raised the sail. Puffin moved away from the shore. Keep the lights burning, Abby, his father called. I will, Papa, Abby cried, but the wind carried off her words. Abby watched Puffin slide out to sea. Far away, she could see Matinicus Island. She knew Papa was a fine sailor. He could sail in rain. He could sail in fog. But if the wind blew up again, he could not sail back. To Matinicus Rock today, the waves would be too high for the little boat. Then she would have to care for the lights. Abby looked up. The 2 lighthouse towers seemed as high as the sky. Her family stone house sat between the 2 towers. Not far away stood Abby's hen house. Abby went to feed her chickens. She threw some corn on the ground. The hungry hens hurried to it. So do you see the hens? And there's the towers. And there's the house in between. Abby sat on a rock and watched them. Now listen. Hope, patience, and charity, she said. Don't eat it all too fast. There isn't not much corn left, but Papa will bring you more, Abby sighed. I hope he gets home today. I'm a little afraid to care for the lights alone. Patience pecked Abby's shoe. Hope turned her head. Charity ruffled her feathers. Abby laughed. You three always make me feel better. Abby walked to the house. Esther opened the door. When is Papa coming back? She asked. This afternoon, said Abby. What if another storm starts? Asked Mahala. Don't worry, Abby told her. Papa will come back as soon as he can. You two run and get the eggs. How is Mama? Abby asked her sister Lydia. Still too sick to get up, Lydia answered. It's a good thing Papa went today. Mama needs medicine. And we were running out of food. Then we must be careful, said Abby. If there is another storm, Papa will not get back today. We must make the food last. I find this story very interesting because it's based on a true story. So it just makes it even more interesting and fun. That afternoon, Abby helped Mahala write her letters. Esther helped Lydia cook supper. Everyone helped to take care of Mama. Outside, the sky turned gray. The wind put whitecaps on the waves. Another winter storm was coming. When the sun went down, Abby put on her coat. She had to light the lamps. Oh, so now she is going to have to take care of the lamps. Abby ran up the lighthouse steps. She stopped at the top to look out. The waves were like big hills. The wind blew rain at the windows. She could not even see Matinicus Island. She knew Papa could not sail back. Abby was afraid. She wished her brother Benji were home, but he stayed away fishing. What if she could not light the lamps? What then? She picked up a box of matches. Her hands were shaking. She struck a match, but it went out. She struck another. This one burned. Abby held the match near the wick of the first lamp. The wick glowed. The light made Abby feel better. One by one, she lit all the lamps. Then she went to the other lighthouse tower. She lit those lamps as well. Out at sea, a ship saw the lights, and it steered away from the dangerous rocks. Oh, that is such an important job. That night, the wind blew hard. Abby could not sleep. She kept thinking about the lights. What if they went out? A ship might crash. Abby got out of bed. She put on her coat. She climbed the lighthouse steps. It was a good thing she had come. There was ice on the windows, and the lights could not be seen. All night long, Abby climbed up and down and scraped the ice off the windows. She checked each light. Not one went out. Oh, that was so important that she did that. In the morning, the wind still blew. Waves rolled across Matinicus Rock. Abby blew out each light. She trimmed each wick. She cleaned each lamp. She put in more oil. Then she went to breakfast. Then at last, she went to bed. For over a week, the wind and rain roared. For a while, the family had to move into one of the strong towers. One morning, water ran under the door. My chickens! Abby cried. They will be washed away! Oh, do you think they're going to go out and save the chickens? I bet they are. Don't go outside, said Lydia. You'll be washed away too. Abby picked up a basket. I go outside every night, she said, and I haven't been washed away yet. She opened the door. Water splashed into the room. Abby ran out into the rain. She waded to the henhouse. She put Patience under one arm. She pushed Hope and Charity into the basket. Then she heard another big wave coming. It sounded like a train. Oh no, look how high the waves are. Do you see the house way back there? Oh my goodness. Abby raced to the tower. Open the door, she yelled. Lydia opened the door. Abby ran inside. Oh, look, Mahala cried. Look there. The sea is coming. The wave crashed over Matinicus Rock. It washed away the henhouse. The girls pushed the door shut. Then the wave hit it. Abby felt the lighthouse shake. She was shaking too. They had shut the door just in time and saved the chickens just in time. Wow. Day after day, it snowed or rained. Abby wished it would stop. She was tired of the wind. She was tired of the waves. She was tired of climbing the lighthouse steps. And she was tired of eggs. The only thing left to eat was eggs. And Abby was sick of them. At least they still had eggs. They saved the chickens so they could eat. I'm sure they figured out many different ways to fix them. Then one morning the waves seemed smaller. The sky was not so black. The wind did not blow so hard. Late that afternoon, the girls heard a voice outside. It was Papa! They ran to help him carry in the boxes. There was medicine for Mama. There was oil for the lamps. There was mail, and there was food, and there was corn for Abby's chickens. Oh, do you think they were so happy to see him? I'm sure they were very excited. I was afraid for you, said Papa. This part always makes me cry. Every night I watched for the lights. Every night I saw them. Then I knew you were all right. Abby smiled. I kept the lights burning, Papa. Such a good story.